All right, so today I thought I'd talk about like Colby Covington because people seem to not understand that he's just playing like a character to sell his fights. And I'm not saying everybody because I know a lot of like people who are into the UFC, even more casual fans now are starting to understand that he is just playing a heel to sell his fights and make money. But I still see a lot of comments and people on Twitter, people on Instagram, people on YouTube, just not understanding that he is just saying all that crap to sell his fights and make money. It's like so much. Fight promotion is so important to the UFC and like this the fight business in general. But now it's really big in the UFC and it's starting to like you could kind of like see through it a lot of the times now. Conor McGregor, Jorge Masvidal, Nate Diaz, Paddy Pimblett now. They all have these kind of personas. Some of them are real, like some of them are really how they act, but like Colby Covington, for example, he doesn't actually believe in all that crap that he says because he just wants to sell his fights. I'm going to keep reiterating it because I would like more people to understand that because it's just part of the fight business. It's what you do to sell your fights in the meantime or in the time in between you actually being in the ring. Because what people don't know is the backstory behind it. I mean, a lot of people do, but this is more for like the casual fans or the people who don't actually know the story behind it. So he was 7-0 in the UFC, Colby Covington, and he was going to get cut. He was told he was going to get cut, and so that's when his persona started. That's when he started to act wild, act crazy. He was talking all that crap, calling people out, and just acting funny. Acting like wearing the MAGA hats. He would bring the fake belt around. He did all these kind of stunts to get the eyes on him, get the cameras on him, and it worked because he got 2 fights versus Kamaru Usman, and they sold really well. He had one, I think it was 3 weekends ago. It just happened, and he did well. He lasted the whole fight. He didn't beat Kamaru, obviously, but he came closer than anybody else has come to it. He's a really good fighter, but he's boring to watch at times, and that's why he has to work so hard to sell his fights. Joe Rogan actually talked about it before. That's the big one that people tend to go to in the story of Colby Covington and his persona. Joe Rogan has said that he's a super nice guy behind the scenes, and a lot of people say that. But it's just that he needs to sell his fights, so on camera he acts a certain way. And it's because he likes cash in his pockets by talking shit. And it works. So just think about it. Like if you didn't understand that and you like actually like hate the guy because a lot of people do. A lot of people like really dislike him because he plays the biggest heel in the UFC. He plays the guy. He understands that he has to get people not to like him to try it because then they will buy his fights to watch him lose, hopefully. And he's so good that only the champ Kamaru Usman is good enough to beat him really in the welterweight division. And so just do your research. Like check out older videos of him or like older post-fight interviews when he was 7-0, and you could see he just doesn't act the way he does now. Those are going to be a little harder to find, but you could definitely do it if you want to. But I thought it's just like a really cool topic because I'd like to explain to people that the fight promotion part of the UFC and the business behind it is so important that people will get chances at title fights and big fights just because they know how to sell a fight. Colby didn't do that. Colby didn't do that though because he's actually like a really good fighter. But we've seen it in the past where these guys get title fights when they shouldn't because they know how to sell. But yeah, that's kind of all of it in a nutshell. Is just that he doesn't actually believe in the stuff that he's saying. He's just saying it to sell his fights. So just do your research on it and check him out. Check out his old videos, and you could really see the creation of the persona that is Colby Covington.